32-year-old man from Maharashtra's Parbhani district in India has been arrested for allegedly setting his wife on fire after she gave birth to their third daughter. Now, this tragic event highlights the entrenched societal pressures and gender bias that continue to persist in some parts of the world, where the birth of a male child is often referred or preferred over a female one. The incident has sparked renewed discussions about the devastating impact of such discrimination on women and families. Kondik Otam Kale, the accused, had a history of taunting his wife, Maina, for not bearing sons, as revealed in a complaint filed by Maina's sister. On Thursday night, their marital dispute escalated fatally when Kale poured petrol on Maina and set her ablaze during an argument at their home in Gankaked, Naka, about 520 kilometers from Mumbai. Maina managed to flee the house, screaming for help as neighbors rushed to extinguish the flames. Despite their efforts, she sustained severe burns and died while being transported to the hospital. Authorities have since arrested Kale on charges of murder. This tragic case sheds light on the destructive impact of gender prejudice, which continues to plague societies. It underscores the urgency of fostering equality and eradicating cultural norms that perpetuate violence against women. I know you're not a doctor, but then this whole issue and these cases of men saying is not what I put in that you're bringing out and all of that. Oh. How does that really work? Like, so you have an intercourse with a woman or your wife per se, and then she gives birth to a female child, and you're upset that was not what you were expecting. Is that supposed to be the woman's fault? Like, is there something she was supposed to do, or is there anything that women need to do to be able to bring out male children for their husbands?
Well, oh well. Like, it's logical. Garbage in, garbage out is what he put in, that it has come to as a result. So him blaming the woman is already an ignorant move as well. But just for a very long time now, women have been discriminated and have been blamed for most of the problems in society, when it's not always their fault. Like, now this issue of Maina giving birth to 3 daughters, which in my opinion is a very great blessing, but the husband taunting her that it is her fault that there is no male.
No male.
Quite an impressive story, but well, he's wrong as well. But it's not a woman's fault what a man puts into her.
So now the man, according to the story, they've had several issues where because of this same
gender issues.
Same gender issues. Do people still do that in this our time and age, where you give birth to a female child and it's more like, okay, the female child cannot do this, the female child cannot. The essence why of me wanting to have a male child is, just like back in the days where you watch in African movies, you need an heir to your throne and all of that. But we've seen the female child do exploits in our time. So why do you think people still have that idea or perception of male children are better than female children?
Well, it's just one word: ignorance. Yeah. Simple ignorance, and carrying on the foolishness of the past into the future. There was a time when that was really important, where a male child was preferred over a female child because of certain cultural values. But there's something in law where we have the repugnancy test. Anything that is contrary to natural justice, equity, and good conscience is null and void. So as society has progressed, especially the Nigerian culture has progressed and has seen that the preference of a male child over inheritance, over value, over education, they have seen it as unreasonable. Society has adjusted or evolved to think better. But there are still some societies where people still have this very, very poor mindset that having a girl child is a problem. And mind you, actually, let me think about it now from my Nigerian perspective. Okay. I have 2 sisters myself, and I am the only male child. So I've been thinking about it, like, what if my dad had more girls. Calculating bride price, that is investment coming into the family,
So,
actually.
so is that do you think that's why?
The foolishness I can't understand, maybe because I was born in this generation and because maybe my mind has been opened to see the value of human life, not because he's a man or she's a woman.
Okay, so this brings me, sorry to cut you.
Yeah, sure.
This brings me to the part of the issue of divorce.
Yeah.
Okay? People say it's wrong that you're already married to this person, so there's no need for you to, leave the person, and then it's against religion and Christianity and all of that. So for a woman who has been going through all of this in the hands of a man, isn't it wise to advise her to, leave the marriage rather than losing her life just like she did? Yeah. So what's your opinion on the issue of divorce?
Obviously, she should leave. In fact, I believe that even a man does like this.
Yes.
Like, you should move immediately.
Okay.
Domestic violence is not something that should be tolerated in any state. And it's so ridiculous that there are people who are in relationships that the boyfriend hits them,
yeah,
and they still go ahead in marriage. What do you think? The ring will change anything? Domestic violence should not be allowed. Every woman should not tolerate it. At least, if not divorce, separation for a long time. Let's see if that works. If that doesn't work, go. Because it's better you leave than die because he was married, you did. And for the guys, if you don't love somebody's daughter, don't marry the person. Leave her alone.
But is it possible for someone to get married to someone that he or she doesn't like?
Oh yes, very, very possible. Okay. People get married for all sorts of reasons. There are people who get married for transactional purposes as well. Yeah, and my personal opinion about love in marriage is that it's not really a feeling, it's more of a commitment. Because even people who get married when they're in love, the butterflies feed, all those spirits feel, oh my God, it goes away, and there is reality now sets in. So the thing is that what keeps a home together at that point is your decision to choose this person over time.